Hello and welcome to Kid Free Travel. Do you travel without children? This channel is for providing tips and suggestions for those travelers who no longer have children or want a more adult vacation. Today I'm going to show you our video that we just created on our recent trip to the Galapagos Islands, in which we traveled the Southern Loop on the Celebrity Expedition. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit subscribe and like below, and you'll get more and more content such as this. Here we are flying into Quito. Quito is the highest constitutional capital in the world, standing at over 9,350 feet above sea level. It is estimated that 2.8 million people live in Quito. Quito is located about 25 kilometers south of the equator, and its closest volcano is Pinchinacha. It's an active volcano that always threatens the city. In addition, Quito is surrounded by 7 other volcanoes, of which 5 are active. Most cruise lines do the same thing. However, I'll be speaking about Celebrity, and the best thing about these cruises in the Galapagos is once you land in Quito, Ecuador, you're pretty much taken care of from the time you arrive there until the time they get you back to the airport when you depart after your vacation. One of the stops in our pre-Galapagos tour was the Virgin El Panchallo statue. With a total height of 135 feet, it is the highest statue in Ecuador and one of the highest in South America, taller even than the Christ the Redeemer statue in the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro. As you can see, you can also get a great view from the top of the mountain where this sits. Walking through Quito, you'll see very many street vendors as well as open air markets, which occur almost daily. Another thing you'll notice is the number of beautiful churches. We were lucky enough to visit a couple of these churches on our Galapagos tour. I would highly suggest, if you can do a pre-Galapagos tour, that you include a day in Quito. We even got to visit the equator while we were in Quito, and we went to a point in which my wife and I could stand on opposite sides of the equator. This spot has been proven by GPS to be the equator. As with many airlines, Celebrity flew us from Quito, Ecuador to Baltra in the Galapagos Islands. When we arrived in the islands, you get off the plane straight onto the tarmac and walk along the beautiful pathway into the customs and airport area. We even saw our first giant land iguana on our walk. Once we were through customs and met up with more celebrity staff, we were off to the Zodiacs and off to the beautiful celebrity expedition. I do have an additional video posted of the celebrity expedition, which is longer than the portion that will be within this video. So please hit subscribe to the Kid Free Travel channel or search by Celebrity Expedition.
Llores. Everybody sing! Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra el cielito lindo.
On the small but beautiful island of Santa Fe, we did a few nature hikes as well as spent some time near the water. We saw pelicans, sea lions, land iguanas, as well as other seabirds. One of the interesting things going on Santa Fe is you will actually see that there is some human intervention going on as the National Park Services is replanting cactuses. The only reason that they are intervening is because the cactuses that they're replacing are ones that were destroyed due to humans versus due to nature. If these were just damaged due to nature, the Park Service will let nature take its course and repopulate itself. Mariana Island was hilly, although not too difficult of a walk. We walked past a pond that had flamingos in it, as well as walked to the other side of the island, which had actually the purest powder sand I've ever seen. Um, it was surprising that we did not see any sea lions, as every other island we visited had sea lions. This island was quite beautiful and also had some very large spiders on it. Isla Lobos was a beautiful island. However, it was extremely rocky and you had to traverse several boulders to get around the island. This would not be for someone who had limited mobility. San Cristobal Island is actually the island we spent our most time on. Unfortunately, during the cruise, our ship suffered a generator malfunction, which caused us to spend an extra day at San Cristobal. The crew did an outstanding job in rearranging our itinerary. However, it did end up costing us a couple of the islands that we would have loved to have seen, especially the one that had penguins. San Cristobal was beautiful. However, you can see there were some hikes that were quite active and were really meant more for physically active, and actually people were in very good shape. So this would be a warning that I would give anyone who has a lack of mobility, is that this may not be the best cruise itinerary for you. However, they did have some days where they had took the Zodiacs out just for cruises across the water, which would be good. However, it is difficult to get in and out of the Zodiacs, and I could see how it could be difficult for someone with limited mobility. Santa Cruz Island was very fun. We spent lots of time there. We got some time in the town, and we got to go to the one of the national parks, at which we got to see a giant tortoise rehabilitation and breeding center. It's amazing to see how large these tortoises are in real life. Also, at the um, park, there was a museum that had a great blue whale skeleton, which was quite amazing to see how large these animals are. One of the best stops we had was also on Santa Cruz, in which we visited Rancho Manzanillo. We received a very nice buffet lunch there, and in addition, Rancho Manzanillo has several free-ranging tortoises that actually are not restricted to their property, and they actually migrate to the various parts of the island. The males mostly stay at the top of the island, where the females will come up for breeding, and then they return to the southern or the lower parts of the island to lay their eggs. Rancho Manzanillo also provide us the opportunity to see some local dancers who came in and performed some local dances for us, and even included some of our cruise mates in the activity. So, my summary recap of the ship and the crew. First of all, the crew was outstanding. From the bartenders to the servers, all the way through the officers, everyone there was extremely welcoming and friendly and ensured that we had a great time. The ship is an older ship. However, when it was first designed, it was made for 98 people. But now, due to licensing restrictions in the Galapagos, there was only 49 guests. We were fortunate there was only actually 32 of us on the week that we cruised in the southern loop, and we had well over 60 crew members, so a very good crew to passenger ratio. As the ship was older, we did have the one mechanical issue, which forced us in town for an extra day and did miss out on a couple of islands. The crew did a great job in rescheduling us to different excursion points, which was outstanding. The food on the expedition was very good. The morning and afternoon buffets were excellent, and the nightly dinner was very good. And the two events on the deck were also amazing, which was the nighttime barbecue on one night, as well as the dining under the stars. One critique of the ship is that the rooms are smaller. However, this is expected on an older ship. And in all reality, you do not spend a ton of time in your rooms, as most days you have at least two excursions that you're doing, and then dinner, and then they teach you about the next day's excursions, and then you're off to sleep. So a huge room really isn't a necessity. Overall, I'd give the ship approximately about a 7 out of 10, and I'd give the crew members a 10 out of 10. So would I do this trip again? Absolutely. On this trip, we had done the southern loop, but I'd love to be able to do the northern loop and even alternate maybe between the inner and outer loops of the Galapagos Islands. I would like to do it again while I'm still in physically good shape because, as I've said before, this might not be the best trip for people who have less mobility. Um, all the people we met in Ecuador were fabulous. The pre tour in Quito was wonderful, and all the celebrity staff treated us extremely well. So, between the food, the weather, the location, the flora, the fauna, this is an outstanding trip. And overall, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, losing 1 point due to the mechanical issue we had. But if it wasn't for that, this would simply be a 10 out of 10 trip. There were not a lot of children that we ever saw in the Galapagos on any of the tours. So I'd say this is definitely a good kid free trip. Um, it's just not as exciting as it for kids as it would be for adults. Also, on our ship, we had zero kids, which was it was nice because it was quieter that way. I hope you found this video informative, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment me. And as always, please feel free to subscribe to our channel. There will be more and more videos such as this posted over the next several years. And I appreciate you watching, and have a great day.